My name is Yo-Yo, and I blew the bag. You may know me from You Can't Play With My Yo-Yo. Yo, yo.
Three got the heat so bluffing. Slanging fancy because it's more than 20 ducats.
Yo, don't try to play me out. Don't try to play me out. You may know me from I'm on a romantic call. Talking to my baby down at me yard.
Wrap around my waist, you know that you can't wait till I'm in like you wanna. I can't stand a man who's not a man.
On threes got the heat so bluffing. Slanging 50 sacks cause it's more than 20 ducats. He struck it. My last real job before I blew the bag was McDonald's. And I worked with Ice Cube, and after a while he knew I was working at McDonald's, which was right across the street from El Camino College where I went to school. And I just graduated from the 12th grade, and Ice Cube came in and he said, yo, you have to quit. We worked every day. We went to his studio in his mom's house. We wrote songs, we laid on the floor, we wrote songs, we traveled. He was working on his first project. The first big song that I did was Stomp Into the 90s, and I remember just writing the lyrics with Ice Cube and vibing with him in the studio. I really wasn't a studio rap. I just rapped. I just remember, just the long hours and oh my God, like this is really work. I didn't realize that it was so much work. Like we had to put in all of this work. So, sleeping in the studio, on the couch, eating in the studio, vibing in the studio. The hundreds of takes over and over again. And then to finally hear my song on the radio. I can remember it like it was yesterday. I was on Manchester and Normandy in Jack in the Box drive-thru, and all of a sudden, as I was getting ready to receive my food, I'm listening to the radio and I hear my song on the radio. And I'm just like, oh my God, and I'm looking around, I'm like, oh my God, and the lady comes to bring me up, I'm like, that's me, that's my song on the radio. She was like, yeah, I was like, no, that's my song, that's me, I'm rapping, listen, that's me, I'm the girl that's rapping on that song. She was like, oh, okay, that's nice. Gave me my food, and I just was racing home to tell my mom, like, I heard my song on the radio, did you hear it? The best experience in the world was that first time, Wow, my first big check was the check I moved out of my mama's house with. It was my first advancement. I think it was, 50 grand? I moved out of the house. I told my mom I was moving. I moved to Hawthorne and had me a 2-bedroom. Did I have a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom? I can't really remember. But I had a roommate, and her name was Gail, and I moved out. I bought me a Geostorm, and I thought I was the sugar honey iced tea, honey. I was living. I was out of my mother's house, so I was rich and happy. Well, you know what? After I got my first big check, there was a lot that went into being an artist. And what I didn't know was how much work you had to put in. And I'm from the era where you worked harder than you got paid. We did so many promo tours that if I was to get paid for some of those promo tours, I could have been rich. However, we didn't get paid for a lot of those promo tours, and they dragged us from every station. We did every summer jam, every jam you can name. We did every event for every event. I remember when I first started doing a lot of interviews, and I remember journalists asking us, like, what are you going to do with all of this money? Like, where's your money? And I was young. I had no idea what I was going to do with my money, where my money was even going. I was living like a baller. I was living like I was rich. The shoe Elise, you guys remember the shoes Elise? I had a whole rack of every color Elise. I had every color of what. I have every color of whatever you can have. I loved bangles. I had gold bangles all the way up my arm from the Slauson swap meet. I had gold chains. I had an apartment full of furniture. I was changing my furniture whenever I got ready to. I was changing my furniture. I was just living. I had bought a condo. I had a 3-bedroom condo I was paying for. I was only living by myself. I was blowing the bag. After the earthquake hit in the valley, I decided to buy me a house, and so blew the bag on the house. Some of the life lessons that I learned along my journey was I just had this perception of how I thought I was being perceived. So, because I never knew about financial literacy and I never really understood how to handle or manage money, I blew a lot of money. I was just living. And journalists used to ask us, like, what are you doing with your money? And I remember saying, oh, stocks, we have stocks and CDs, and we have saving bonds. All lies. All collusion, all cahoots. It was all lies. I wasn't doing anything with my money. I was just living off of the money I was making, I was moving people in. I remember bringing a family from Chicago that I met on tour who had a situation, and we stayed in contact. I moved them to Los Angeles to live with me, and lo and behold, next thing I know, the whole family is moving from Chicago to Los Angeles, which I loved. Because it was so stressful, I couldn't keep them in my 3-bedroom condo with me. I wind up getting them their own place, and so here I was paying for a 3-bedroom condo for myself and paying for them and trying to keep up with this perception of who I was, and in their eyes I was this big star, and so I was paying their rent and couldn't pay my bills. And so I remember suffering from that, getting to a point where I had a notice to move or quit, and it was just like, dag, I had to get to a place where I was able to say out loud, I can't afford it. So Ice Cube had this bright idea that he was going to bring Martin to do some interludes on my album. The funniest guy, I didn't know who Martin Lawrence was at the time. Not to this big extent. I knew he was a comedian, but I didn't have a relationship like he and Cube had. He came in the studio, we worked together, and he said, I have this project that I am going to do, and I want to make you one of the character's best friend. He said, her name is going to be Shanae, and I'm going to call you Kilolo. And being on television gave me more exposure. It gave me a bigger check because, I was more famous as Yo-Yo than I was financially stable. And so having these extra gigs helped to lighten my load and give me more of a financial benefit, which allowed me to do bigger and better things as far as widening my territory. So I bought my first house, and I was pregnant with Tiffany, and it was just a beautiful situation. I think being pregnant with Tiffany, I just really found love. It was the first time that I really felt love. I mean, outside of being famous, because I felt like, wow, now I have something to be responsible for. Because before having a baby, I just felt like I was just blowing my dough. The way you want people to perceive, and this is why I have to tell people to live within their truth, because this industry will have you lying to yourself. And when I used to cry at home because I was just, sign autographs and struggle paying my mortgage. Here I am, this famous artist, and having to struggle. I mean, and everybody has it, and it's so funny. My sister used to always say, just get a job like everybody else. The people who are working with you work for you. And if they are living better than you and they are working for you, then you have to ask yourself a question. Am I more famous than financially stable? And if so, you have to do some readjusting, because a lot of people like to keep you in the dark because they don't want you to see your worth. My management team at this time, we had a big deal on the table from this big company and this big brand, and we were wanting them to hurry up and close the deal. So my management company called the company and told them that, to hurry up, and if we're going to close the deal, let's close the deal because we have this other company who are their competitors. It was all made up. The other company didn't want me. Their competitors didn't want me. She just told them that the other company wanted me so that we can rush this other brand to hurry up and seal the deal. And lo and behold, they said, well, go ahead and let them have us. So right now, I am the co-host, one of the co-hosts for Cafe Mocha Radio, Radio from a Woman's Perspective. We are a syndicated radio show. We are in 38 markets, and we're on Sirius XM on channel 141. It's Lonnie Love from The Real and our producer Angelique. So if you get a chance, check us out. Also, we're doing the Get Fit with Yo-Yo, working it out. We're coming to a city near you. We're trying to get this fitness in check. I know for a lot of people who came into the hip-hop generation, our hip-hop movement with me, we're getting a little older and we're not moving the way we used to, and dancing is the way out, and I love it. It's helped me fight depression and it's keeping me on the move. Also, the Yo-Yo School of Hip-Hop. I am still creating the Yo-Yo School of Hip-Hop. The Intelligent Black Women's Coalition organization is still moving, and I am the ambassador for the Black College Expo, so hopefully we'll be coming to a city near you. You can check that out at blackcollegeexpo.com. We are giving away millions of dollars for young kids to become scholars, so check it out. And I am at Yo-Yo Fearless on social media. Follow my journey, and I hope to see you early mornings. Hey, so much for me. It's been fun, but I gotta run. My name is Yo-Yo, and oh, did I blow the bag?